you do. Let's see if this works this time around. I've just sent you another link. I just sent you another link. Do you want to your Twitter account and log in? I just sent you another link. Spot 'em, shot 'em. Oh my goodness. Well, do you want to check your Twitter? I just sent you another link. There you go. I just stream. That's it.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Dawson. Hey, how are you?
Good.
Good. So I'm not sure what happened with the other live thing I was trying to do. I'm not sure. It just went.
This one worked.
But
I got it.
You're here now.
Yeah.
But Jeff's not coming, so Jeff's not coming. But he might come later.
All right.
He might come later. But you're here, and yeah, we can have a conversation.
Nice.
What time is it at yours now?
4:20.
4:20. Okay. PM. Right. So now it is 9:22. So how many hours is that difference?
You're in the evening?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 5 hours.
Wow. Oh, okay. I miscalculated. I thought you were a bit more ahead. You said you're in UK. You're in England, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm a long way from you. Michigan, USA.
You're in Michigan. Right.
Yeah, hi. What's up today?
Not a lot. The plan was to do the videos. I was going to react to those videos, but it looks like that may not necessarily work today, but we can just have a conversation,
Yeah, nice.
Just have a conversation. Yeah. So atheism. How long have you been an atheist then?
23 years. So
No.
20 years, more than 20 years.
No way.
Yeah. I'm 54 years old.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You don't look your age. I thought you was younger.
Yeah. It's a little bit different. I just recently hacked all his hair off and that big.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna ask what happened to your hair.
Oh, I don't know. It's been getting warmer here, so I was tired of sweating, so I just went. Plus, I don't know, it's easier to take care of them. Don't use much shampoo. Don't have to comb it.
True, true. Especially when the weather starts getting warmer.
Like right now. Uh,
What's the weather like?
well, okay, it's May right now. That's when it. Um, Michigan's unpredictable. It's a,
Mm,
it's kind of a northern type climate. In the USA, if you know where it is.
yeah.
Uh,
I've never been down there, so
we're surrounded
don't
by
know.
water. There's 5 lakes around. It's a peninsula. It's shaped like a hand.
Hmm. Okay.
I was thinking about that one. There's one verse that you got memorized. Jesus Christ is saying yesterday, today,
Hmm.
and tomorrow. That covers the whole book. If anyone wants to say that the Old Testament, those people say the Old Testament doesn't matter. Well, did it?
Right.
Wait, did it matter in the Old? I've been going through that in my videos. I haven't been making very many videos, if you noticed lately. Um,
I would really want to get into I would want to get into the Old Testament. That I would love to. Hey, Ultra. Hey. I've seen someone I know in the chat. Hey,
you got any questions about it?
I just want to ask. Of course, I was going to ask. So I would love to get into sort of the Old Testament and just looking at um, the transformation, the God of the Old Testament. How how did that change happen? How did that God from the Old Testament be, this kind, loving God in the New Testament? How did that happen? And what was the idea? Um what was the idea behind that? I can see you.
You can't see who.
The mind in the chat. So,
Oh, I can't see the chat at all.
let's see if I can do this. Uh, sure. Right. Okay. Can you see that?
Yeah,
You can. Okay.
Ultra. Hey, I made.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then that's the other one. Yeah. So tell me about what you've been doing with the Old Testament.
Uh, what I've been doing with my videos is all those people say the Old Testament doesn't count. The Old Testament doesn't count. Well, there could be a couple hundred references in the New Testament that reference and coincide with the Old Testament, and like Jesus said something about you got to honor your father and your mother. I think that's in Matthew somewhere. Okay, in Matthew, Matthew 15:4. Then he says something about
Just one second.
go ahead.
I've dropped the link in case if Ultra wants to come and have a conversation. Hey, Doug. Hello. Ultra, if you want to come in and have a conversation. Doug, if you want to join in. Anybody,
Yeah.
I'm here
Okay.
now. I might as well.
I was trying to
Right.
go by memory, but I couldn't. I want to make sure I was correct, so I went into the
Right.
book.
Okay.
Matthew
Ultra.
15:4.
Ultra just said that the God of the Old Testament was a horrible character. What a perfect villain. No, you can say that again. Yeah. Okay. Let me highlight. I'm just yeah. There you
Oh,
go.
yeah. You ever hear of Dan Barker from the Freedom
Yeah,
from
I've heard of freedom from religion. Yes.
That's kind of like uh something he's quoted and it's also something someone else quoted. He actually copied the quote from someone else. I don't remember, but he's the most unpleasant character in all fiction. I think he even made it into a book.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that book.
No, I haven't got any of his books.
I've been
Um.
I've been like not buying any books because I've been unemployed for a long time. Uh
When you say really long time.
oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, my company closed down for a while because of the COVID, and they still haven't called me back.
Okay.
I'm expecting it might happen sometime.
That was Richard Dawkins.
Yeah.
I've got that as well. I've got
Oh,
Dawkins. I've got Christopher Hitchens. What else? Yeah, when you come out of religion, the first thing you want to do, you want to grab every book in sight. You want to see everything.
mm,
That was Ultra. I don't know if you want to come and have a conversation. I dropped the link in the chat if you want to. Going to quote something from um, the Bible.
yeah. If you want me to go where I was getting at, Matthew 15:4. Jesus says, "Honor your father and your mother," which he is quoting from the Old Testament, where the Ten Commandments are, Exodus
Mhm.
20. Um, uh, okay, it's in Exodus 20. Says, "Honor your father and your mother." So in Matthew, Jesus is speaking, quoting the Ten Commandments, which means he's quoting Old Testament. So Old Testament must count if he's quoting from it. But then you get into a bunch of cruelties and violences, like in Exodus 21. He's saying something about how if you don't listen to your mother and your father, you don't respect them or honor them, which it says,
Oh
then
yeah,
you're to
something
be
about
put to death.
you don't have long life. I think I know that particular scripture.
Exodus 20,
Said
21, 15,
it,
Exodus 21, 17.
it, let me highlight. Let me highlight. Hello, Don Head. Hey. The plan
So,
was to the plan was to show some videos and just react to some videos. We might still be able to get the chance to do it, but everything's just gone upside down. So Jesus, Donald says, Jesus said, but he though. Also, if you don't honor your mother, bad ideas, how
right.
many rocks do you get to face? I mean, it's
Um,
crazy.
yeah, here in Exodus 21:15, and he that smiteth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death, and he that curses his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. And it's a-okay with Jesus because he said the same thing in Matthew 15:4, that he should be put to death. He even said it in Matthew. So I guess the Old Testament does count. To Jesus, it does. He's quoting out of the Old Testament.
No,
As
the Old Testament is supposed to have the coming, the arrival of Jesus Christ. The Old Testament is supposed to be like the because Jesus Christ did say he didn't come to abolish the law, he came to fulfill it. He didn't come to get rid of the Old Testament. He came to fulfill the no, he came to come and like Old Testament, the impossible.
You will be quoting Matthew 5:17 through 19.
Okay, let me highlight this. I'll try. If you're joining us, you want, yes, let's have this conversation. Otherwise, Exodus 21. Hang on, let me get my Bible.
That's about the smiting the slaves. And if you beat your slave, and your slave does survive for a day or two,
oh no,
that's what it's about.
Gosh, I know. I think I've definitely read that. Exodus 21.
Yeah.
Let's see, where are we? Get rid of any of your Bibles, Mo. When you became an atheist, did you get rid of Genesis, Exodus?
The first thing I did.
I think this is Matt Dillahunty's favorite. This is his favorite scripture to quote to atheists. Yep. So Exodus 21 is God's rule on people. Yes. And Matt Dillahunty, he quotes this a lot. Yeah, let me turn my camera on. Right, there you go. I've got my my big massive Bible. I've still got I think I've got about 7 of them, different
I got a lot of different ones because I never buy a new Bible to a secondhand store and get one for a couple dollars or something. I got a lot of them, too many to count, and I also have Quran, Mormon, and
really?
I got encyclopedias about the Bible, concordances and stuff. But I mean, like, the only time I really use them is if I'm making videos, because if I'm off video, what's the sense of reading it? It's no inspiration for me. I use it as a weapon against itself. Point out evils and contradictions, lies and stuff, for video purpose or main purpose.
Can you guys have a crack? Okay, let's have a crack at Exodus 21 says, if you buy a Hebrew slave, verse 21 verse 1, there are the laws. No, these are the laws you are to set before. So if you buy a Hebrew servant, he is to serve you for 6 years. But in the 7th year, he shall go free without paying anything. So this only applies to Hebrew servants. What about the others? Those, it's already problematic from the start because there are conditions already. What are your thoughts on? Hang on, let me put this. What are your thoughts on Mets? I can't pronounce that word. Huh?
I'm not sure what the word means.
What are your thoughts on oh gosh, Metziza? 1 second, dog. I need to check what that is. It sounds like somebody's name in the Bible. Check what that is.
Did you happen to Google it or something?
What is this? So how is it pronounced? It's pronounced.
Met, met, zit, za.
I'm not liking what I'm seeing. No.
Oh, hmm.
I'm not liking what I'm seeing already just by looking. The controversial and potentially life-threatening practice of med the oral oh goodness the oral suctioning. Oh no, no, no,
Oh,
no, this is not good. This is not good. Wow. So it's the oral suctioning of a baby's circumcision wound
oh, yeah. Okay.
by the mohel. So
That's a
there's
Catholic.
there's a
Thing.
controversy continues to brew in the secular media as let's see. Oh wow. But why do they need to do that? Why do you to suck on the child's on I have googled it, dog. I think this is I heard this recently. This was in the news about babies catching herpes in the private area.
Yeah.
Babies were starting to catch herpes. I mean,
I don't think that's I don't think that has anything to do with scientific or medical real science or real medical procedures. That's just some kind of ritualistic
hang on,
shit that Catholics do or something.
let me type it in. How do you spell that again? Google METZITZAH. I'll share screen, and then people can see what's coming on. So just 1 second, guys. I will share my screen. Share screen. Share screen. Share screen. You can see. Okay, can you guys see the screen? Okay, so what it means. Okay, so here, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I guess go ahead and click that.
Oral suctioning circumcision. How the interpretation has changed. How
doctors doing
can
that.
be a matter of life and death for baby boys. But why? Why? Health officials have received Can you guys see it?
Yes.
So the New York mayor must outlaw dangerous circumcision right before another baby dies. So you're saying babies have died from this? Oral suction provides anti-circumcision active ammunition in this generation. Oh goodness, I want to see why. Where did it come from? Oh, okay, here we go. A small number of observant communities. The practice is routine. Oh, for real. You people are for real. This is
observant communities. It's a routine and it's
normal.
It's a practice. It's you don't see doctors in hospitals doing this shit. It's some ritualistic shit that.
So to the cosmopolitan sophisticates, it may seem pretty gruesome. After the Mohawk cuts off the foreskin, he uses his mouth, oral suction, rather than a sponge to effectively clear the wound as the baby's penis of blood, lest it clot and decay. Oh, wow. As for where it arose, the Metzibah, it's a time-honored tradition codified in the most important Jewish scripts, much like circumcision itself. Ancient Greek medical theory. You know what? I think we sort of get the idea what's happening here. But my gosh, let's have a look at what the comments are. The practice. Okay, let me show this one. So the practice called meds. I can't pronounce that word. I'm so sorry. Oral suction is used by a small number of Orthodox Mohels, Jewish ritual circumcisers. So 2 babies died last year of herpes. Unbelievable. That's religion. I mean, that is religion.
Yep.
Hey,
no
dog.
Hi, guys.
Hello, dog. Hi.
Yeah, I would say hundreds of years ago, the foreskin was chewed off and not cut off. It's a dreadful practice. Well, all genital mutilation is dreadful, regardless. Understand it in a medical sense, where because my friend had a circumcision because he had a tight foreskin. He was struggling through life with it, so I can understand that. But as a religious practice, it's wrong. I mean, didn't God make us in His image? Surely God's got a foreskin. Whose idea was it to chop it off?
It's crazy. I mean, and these are the things that we need to highlight with religion. People assume because I've come away automatically, I'm going in, just jumping straight into another religion. No, what I'm doing is looking at religion. Sort of, it's all religion. It's all man-made. All people's way and humans way of looking at the world and looking at the universe and trying to understand what's going on around us. So no, I can do without a religion. I can do without it.
Well, I was in a similar boat to you, Esther. I was raised Catholic. I went to Catholic school. I was beaten by priests and nuns for questioning dogma. I mean, really beaten by the headmaster, who's a priest, Catholic priest, till I was fetal on the floor in a fetal position. He'd be kicking me, and then he'd write home to my deeply Orthodox parents, and they beat me up some more. So I was happy to get out of it, and that was just for questioning the Bible, which you hear stuff and you have to question it. Things like Noah's Ark and stuff. How did he do this, and kangaroos and just for questioning it, you're beaten.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm going to turn my camera off because I'm a very, the slightest of things I show emotions very easily. So a camera off. Otherwise, you're going to see me crying on. I'm so sorry. It's just so sad.
Well, these were the days, of course, of like the Magdalene sisters, where they found, I think, on their land they found 150 odd buried children, in Ireland.
Oh
yeah. Catholic is probably one of the worst. They were involved with Hitler. They were straight in there. They have Nazi gold. You can read a thing called the Bigelow Report, which shows the Vatican is full of Nazi gold. The Catholics seized billions of Swiss francs on the border during the war, and they were involved in the Holocaust because obviously the Catholics have always hated the Jews, and they fought them throughout the Holy Wars, etc. And they're still just as evil now. It's just an evil religion. You got Pope Frank now, who's just, he's just a dizzy old man. And you notice a lot of the Catholics, and especially the Pope, they don't refer to God anymore. They only refer to Jesus and the Holy Spirit. Because you read them Bibles, and you know God was a bad person. He was a bad character, let's say, evil character in a way.
You can say that again.
But
you can say that again. Hey, Ultra. Ultra, you there?
Can I
Yeah.
comments? I want to say that I was raised Catholic as well. And that circumcision shit happened to me too, and I was baptized and crap like that. But I had no choice. I was a little baby.
Catholic Church.
Yeah, Catholics were all for circumcision back in the day. Yeah, it was a thing.
I put a video up on my channel some days ago, and within a couple of hours it was taken down. The YouTube says it doesn't meet the guidelines, the children's team. And what the video was showing a Catholic priest, right? It clearly is in Africa. This Catholic in his full robe, and he's got a whip, and he's whipping the members. And when he's done whipping them, they turn around and give him a handshake, thanking him for whipping them. I put that on my video, in this video, but YouTube says you're not allowed to have this video on your channel. But how can we, if people don't see these things, how can they know and start to realize that, look, we're being abused in church? This is, at what point do you say, and that's why sometimes I disagree with people when they say, oh, but religion, it's like a comfort blanket for people. I get that. But for a lot of people, it is abusive and it is toxic. I mean, going by your experience, Doug, I mean, gosh.
Oh. Well, fortunately, that was over 40 years ago. Now I'm in my 50s. I got expelled from that school in the end because the more they beat me, the more I rebelled, to be fair, and they expelled me, and I went to a secular school. But even at that age, it was a junior school, and we have to say the Lord's Prayer. I couldn't believe it in the morning. And I thought, God, here we go again. But it wasn't too bad then, because in Catholic school, you have to say prayers before and at the end of every lesson. But yeah, you're talking about a deeply sexually repressed religion that's going against human nature. It's going against the instinct of reproduction, which is it's inbuilt, and the Catholics go against that. And of course, they're going to be. Sexual repression comes out. In Africa, you get priests blessing penises and touching penises and breasts, and you get all these children getting abused and things like that. That's because they're not getting any. They're taking themselves. Their instincts are telling them they have to procreate. That's a human instinct. That's inherent in DNA and whatever. It's not got nothing to do with a religious factor. So you're always going to be fighting that, and obviously it's going to manifest in perverted and weird ways with the Catholics, which I believe are the worst religion on earth. There's a terrible religion is Catholicism. It's evil at its. There was a thing. I think it was Pope Pius in 14th century used to do a thing called whore jousting, where you get these women, he'd strip them naked, and the men in the room, in these parties, the men in the room would see how many of them they could have sex with, and it was called whore jousting. If you Google it, you can see
that again.
Whore jousting, WHORE.
Jousting. Though, if that's between consenting adults, sounds like a party to me.
Can't really hear you, Ultra, your microphone's a bit muffled.
Hold on. What about now?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, I was saying, if all dancing is between consenting adults, it sounds like a party.
No, it wasn't between consenting adults. These women were totally humiliated. They didn't want to be stripped off in front of everyone. There was gangs of them just stripped and left naked while these guys basically raped them. Because women throughout the age, religion have always treated them as second class.
Men.
And children
Yeah.
also gets it really
You know,
bad.
that for me is the most unforgivable thing you could ever do is to violate a child.
Well, that's the saying, isn't it? Children should be seen and not heard. That's a religious saying.
Esther, I got
Yes.
a good pointer for you. If you ever release any of these shocking videos like you're talking about, where they're an adult content, before you start your video, there's options where it says it's not for kids and it's adult only. Something.
Mm-hmm.
Look for that first. Look for where it says adult only or not for kids. Then maybe you get away with it.
For all my videos, I click. Just ask you, is this video for children? And I always click no. Always do. But,
okay.
But they still took the video off.
Oh well, at least you still got an operating channel.
Well, they wasn't a strike or anything. So but never mind. So I wanted to show this video, right? So you can see what exactly is going on in some churches. I know these videos are, people are laughing and supposed to be funny and all these things, but how do you go from, I don't know, it's just, anyway, let's see what you guys think about it. Just 1 second. Let me go to this one. Okay, so this is let me share my screen 1 second. Share screen. Just 1 second. Okay.
Oh, that one. Oh.
Can you guys see it?
Pray for that.
Did you want me? Let me play that again, just in case you didn't see it. Okay, here we go.
No, he's getting himself.
Well, it's basically a guy getting his sexual kicks under the flag of religion, and he's doing it in the open.
He's supposed to have a holy penis that's supposed to cure her or something, probably. I don't know what it's the purpose of it is. It's quite comical. I think he's telling them lies about how you're supposed to be blessing them or something like that.
Did you guys see that video, or was it just me watching it?
This guy's got his crotch bumping up against the
all right, okay, so you saw it. Okay, fantastic. Yeah. I thought it was just me watching it. Okay, let's see.
He wants to get himself a stiffy, probably.
I mean, if you look in that video, the majority of the where females, right? Majority of them are females, and this pastor is teaching the members. I don't know. These are just some of the problems that I have with, because for some reason people go to these churches and the pastor is one pastor can be, he's the sex expert, he's the financial coordinator, he is the therapist, he is the healer, he is everything. They see these people as a god, small god, right? And I think that abuse can happen because they start to see this as the be all and end all. Anything pastor says goes. What do you guys think about the video?
How would you feel if, like, that was your mother or your sister or something?
No, I wouldn't like that. No, I wouldn't like
Would
that.
you tell your sister or your mother that they're effing stupid? They believe that you're supposed to have some kind of power. That I imagine that he's probably telling them a lie, like he's going to heal them or bless them or something.
Sorry, say that again.
As if he's going to heal them or bless them because he's supposed to be all powerful and holy. He's got his holy penis knocking at her head.
Holy penis. Okay, let me show you this other video. Just 1 second. There's another video. Let's go back. So where's it? Just 1 second. Okay, I think we saw this one yesterday, but yeah, we're asked to maybe have a look at it again. 1 second. Share screen. Can you guys see the video?
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was this one. We watched it yesterday, but just need to get. Let me start. Okay, so okay, there we go.
Leaving that worship song straight to our door, baby. I get in the rhythm, so I leave the scissors from here. That is where we begin to tell people in worship. Lift up your voice and tell the Lord He's good. So at that time, lift up your voice and worship the Lord. I'm changing here from the bed. I'm leaving this place and I'm coming to this part of the bed, just the edge. From the scissors. Are you understanding the sight and sound? It means that the movement we have here is followed by a rhythm. So we come here, it doesn't take long. Young and woman, the two hands, watch the rest point. And some once longer you go, I get in a picture. Now, number two, for her, she's flat.
These women get paid or they're doing it for nothing.
What did you say?
Are these women getting paid or they're doing it for nothing?
It's just the body language.
Oh.
She looks very uncomfortable. She doesn't look very confident in herself.
Maybe she's really not willing either.
Okay, so she come up, just like this. We are
maybe she really doesn't want to, but she thinks she's gonna do it for the Lord.
Edge of the bed like this. She is back on the same sight and sound. She's still in the bending position. Go for it. Suspend. So you suspend. Man, when you suspend, this way, the man cannot do anything. Who is doing the work? So, for her to be able to thrash up and down, this is what I need to do for her. Wider. But the more I go wider, remember, I'm going backwards. So when you go wider, the best thing you should do is do what? This hand here. So my stomach will now go flat. Then whatever she does, and this time the penny should be hard. Don't keep long. I say, don't do what? This is what the woman must be doing for you. So from here, watch it all. And you say, oh yeah, no. Common sense, yeah. Yeah, make sure man say Obama yeah now braya then. And oh yes, say near Mount
You know, there are some religions that tell for the woman to not get on top.
Oh my goodness! Oh wow!
This is they got some kind of crazy whacked out religion of their own. Wow.
So,
these are Catholics, though, aren't they, Esther?
sorry. One second. Wait, hang on. What are we doing? Wait, 1 second. 1 second, guys. Sorry. I'm messing myself up. My YouTube carried on playing, so I wasn't sure what was going on. So yeah, what are your ideas? I know you're talking about the Catholic Church earlier on, right? I saw a documentary recently about the Catholic Church and the priests who've been caught or have been reported for sex scandals against children. And instead of the church doing anything, what they've done, they
move them about the planet. Yeah, they move them about the planet out the jurisdiction where they can't be caught. That's what they do, and put them with children again.
It was interesting to taking some of these people now to Africa. These priests of doing these things, they're taking them to Africa, So, what do you think about that? About the sex ed video, and also, what do you think about these priests that being moved around?
Well, religion, especially Catholicism in Africa, is responsible for most of these babies being born with AIDS, because the mother's usually raped and they won't abort. These rapists have a lot of them have already have AIDS, so obviously they're passing it on to the woman, who's inevitably passing it on to his child, and all because of a simple thing as a condom, which the Catholics still don't believe in. After everything, they still don't believe in condoms. And condoms were going thousands of years ago. The Egyptians were using condoms. But yeah, it's just simple things.
Say that again. Egyptians were using condoms.
Yeah, they were using they were using things like half an orange peel and things like that. They were using
sheep skin.
They had
and skin and skin condoms, and well, sex was a pleasure. So sex is a basic instinct, and these deeply sexually repressed, self-repressed pastors, because nearly every religion says no sex before marriage. So these pastors who are deep into the religion don't have sex unless they get married. And so in some secular religions they can't. Well, that's just secular religion, stupid thing. But with some religions you can the priests get married and then they have sex. With Catholics, obviously they don't. They devote themselves to the church, and obviously these sexual urges are going to manifest in certain ways with these pastors and priests, and they're going to exploit it the best they can. But unfortunately, with a lot of them, the only way they can exploit it is through children. Now, going back to when I was a child, fortunately, I was never sexually molested. I was just beaten. But you go through the stages of losing a religion. It's not a pretty sight. I was angry for many years.
Of course.
And we used to go to confession. I hated them. So we used to go to confession and say, "Oh, they committed murder," and just to wind the priests up, just to make them horrible.
Never been to a confession. So if someone goes, I have murdered somebody, are they obligated to report that?
No, they're not. No, they say they won't.
They're not.
No, they say they won't. They say
dangerous.
They give you a list of prayers to read off. I had a friend of mine, and she went in and she said, "I gave my dad an STD, and now he won't talk to me."
What?
She got 3 Hail Marys for that. Just going in to wind the priest up, that was all. It was just, no, she didn't really do that. I mean, that's something for Jeremy Kyle or Jerry Springer.
I know. Listen, let me highlight. Sorry to cut you short. I want to, how do you do this? Sure, right. So, Finding Principles to Live By says, heard about priests and pedophilia for a long time. Never heard of other forms of sexual promiscuity in church. What do you think of that?
Well, that video showed us adults, an adult pastor. I don't know whether he was taking advantage of her or not, but that lady was riding on. What was all that? What was that? I don't think she was going to do that. Was she?
You can imagine. Imagine if these things are happening. We can see it. It's happening. It's happening right before our eyes. Can you imagine what's happening in private with these pastors who are boldly bringing the female members right in the front of the church and displaying? You know, I've heard about female promiscuity. I've known a choir director. Nearly all the members of the choir, all adults. So I think Finding Principles to Live By, you don't hear it because you just don't you're not you just you haven't heard these conversations, but they do happen on a daily basis. They're happening on a daily basis.
Well, obviously they're filling their own sexual desires and needs by doing these things because they've held back, and it's a basic instinct that humans have. Go multiplying. It's like any species. They mate and create. That's what life is all about. And if you're suppressing that, it's going to manifest itself in many ways. And obviously, it's the wrong way with these religions. But they're all nonsense anyway. They're all cults. Anywhere where you go and sing and kneel and pray to an effigy is a cult.
True.
You do it. You can't deny. Sorry.
What's the idea behind priests not being able to marry? Behind that, because now that's proving to be problematic, in my opinion. When you tell people, in order to serve God or to wear the cloth, you're not allowed to have sex, or to, in the Church of England now, if you're a gay priest, you're supposed to be celibate. You're not to have sex. So what's the idea? Why? And this is the problem. Religion tells you, who you should have sex with or not have sex with. What do you think? What's the idea behind that? Telling priests not to marry.
What's the idea? What's the idea of it's so wrong to be gay, but hey, it's okay to diddle around with little boys.
Oh. Mm.
Why is it wrong to be gay, but you could diddle around with little boys?
In
Children.
in the Catholic, yeah, but that was happening for centuries throughout the Catholic Church, where children were being sexually abused by the priest, and it was accepted back in the day, believe it or not. But nowadays, these priests, and they go all the way up through cardinals and etc. up to this holy fellow Ratzinger. The last one was a Nazi, wasn't he? He was involved with the Holocaust. He was a child. Well, he was a young Nazi. He was one of them young Nazis. But they get themselves involved in these situations where they don't belong. But the Catholic Church embraces war. It loves war and conflicts because it can get itself in there and brainwash the people who are looking for a way out because their village or town has been destroyed by war, and they've lost family members and this and that. So the Catholics love to get in there, give them a sandwich and get them on their side. That's the way they work. It's a nasty piece of work, is the Catholic religion. But all religions are like that. You get all the Sunday school and they'll brainwash their kids. It's all the rubbish they do. I mean, there's that African priest who was actually talking to God on a mobile phone.
He's got the what do you say? Telephone call to heaven.
Yeah, and these people were believing them. You get these people speaking in tongues, and when you say, "What do you say?" Every one of them said, "I don't know," because it's a non-language. It's just sounds that you've done. It's all part of the con, faith healing, and all of this. It's all woo, but the gullible buy it, and I feel sorry for the gullible. Me, sadly, I was dragged in from birth. I was destined to be in the Catholic Church because my parents were very orthodox, very religious. A lot of them are children. They star children, and now obviously people are seeing all. I mean, you got this, these new Earth creationists and things like that, which people are, 6,000 years old, and they're all changing their stories. Always, they have to put Ken Ham. He said he's a new Earth creationist, but now he said it was 20,000 years old because he can't account for Hinduism, which has got writings thousands of years before Christianity,
much older than Christianity.
Before the Hebrews even were a thing. You thought, sorry, Mo?
Pardon me. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying, and the religions, they say Hinduism is the oldest, but there's a lot before that, and they worship the moon and the stars and things like that. Everyone's always contemplated it, but science is slowly getting there and telling us where we come from. But they will always drag us back where science is concerned, and they have done for centuries and centuries. They've dragged us back. They locked Galileo up for saying the Earth doesn't revolve, the universe doesn't revolve around the Earth.
Anyway, just quickly, I was just going to chime in. Knobhead, thank you. Since it's time to get, let me show his comment. Thanks for all the work you're doing behind religious closed doors. I mean, thank you, and hopefully see you again soon. I've got a video on my channel.
Knobhead.
I've got a video on my channel. This lady, she was speaking and was saying that they were involved in a case. A 3-year-old child was raped by a pastor, and they got involved while they were trying to get involved and trying to, do something, the of the little girl says, you know what, we're done. Yeah, we're done. We're not pursuing this further. We've decided to forgive the pastor. A 3-year-old girl, but the pastor has been forgiven, not by anybody, but by that. Now this is in Nigeria. Okay, so things are completely different over there. If I bet if it was in a different country, whether the mom and dad liked it or not, the authorities they get involved. But if the mom and dad have said we don't want to, but I mean, I heard that and I was thinking, this is a 3-year-old child.
I've always been against capital punishment. I don't like the death penalty or anything, but when I hear shit like that, it makes me so angry. I mean, he's not going to go to prison. He's not going to be killed. He's just going to go off free somewhere else.
Okay, let me read this comment. It says, I don't believe the origins of religion are unethical. In fact, I think religion stems from a social need for improvement. That's why they gain followers. But they evolve away from that with time, right? And that's why science is important. Something that we can keep referencing. You are absolutely right. I think with religion, they usually start off wanting to help and wanting to be for the people. But as time goes on and there's more power, there's more fame, more authority, then come the problems, then come the trouble. And that, they become God. Then you can see people come and say, I am God, I'm Jesus on earth. Pastors start competing with each other as we speak. Let me tell you, I'm going to do a video on that soon. The Ark is coming to Nigeria.
Whoa.
Yeah. So there's a church in Nigeria as we speak. The plan has been set and the Ark is coming. But it is not the actual Ark. It's actually
there was never an actual Ark.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
It's a 100,000 seater construction. They want to be able to fit 1,000 people in one building.
So that's about the size. That's about the size of a large stadium.
Yes.
But the ark wasn't that big. The ark was only so many cubits deep, wide, and long. It was no bigger than a super yacht, a large mega yacht.
Doug, you said, did I hear you say the ark didn't happen?
Of course, it didn't happen.
Are you talking about the Noah flood thing? No.
Some people actually believe.
Even Ken Ham tried to build an ark with modern technology and claimed on insurance for it, ironically, for flood damage. I mean, This is true. He built an ark with modern technology and it flooded.
Oh, wow.
That's going to actually flood.
How did one 300 odd year old, because they didn't know I lived till he was 575 years old or something. But even back then, he was 500 and something years old when he built it on his own or with his sons. How did he do that? With the technology and there was no iron back in the bronze. Bronze and copper. That was it. That's all they had metal wise. Mining wasn't a thing.
In my opinion, I would rather go with the knowledge that it didn't happen. I'm happy to accept that knowledge because
where'd they get all the wood?
No, if it did happen, if that was a true event, Not one single child, baby, or infant made it into the ark. So apparently, Noah was supposed to be 600 years old, and Noah gets in the ark.
8 people total.
Seven members of his family
8
make
people total.
into the ark. But for some reason, not one single child, not one baby, not one infant. And I'm supposed to believe that they were all just killed. And for why? For what? What was the reason? Because God decides.
I don't think the animals were babies either. The animals were probably adult animals.
Well, we would have gone extinct a long time ago. I mean, we can show and prove without that genetic diversity, there's we're basically inbred. And bear in mind, this family was inbred from two people, Adam and Eve, and their son Cain, because Abel was murdered, wasn't he? So she would have had to poop out a lot of babies who would have all had to intermingle with each other. Within 4 generations, human beings would have died off. There would have been, there's no diversity there. Anyway, but religion now, especially in America, it's just business now. It's all money. It's nothing more, nothing less. It's all about the money.
No, Doug, let me, I beg to differ. Religion is a big business, not just in America, but all over the world. You need to come to Africa. You need to see what's happening there with religion. It is big business. Do you know now? A lot of prophets, as they're opening up, Facebook pages, right? And they're coming on the air and saying, God is telling me, and God is telling me this, and God is telling me to tell you people this, and God is telling me, and then as they're speaking, down below you can see the Cash App, bank details going through. They expecting you as they're speaking, just be dropping the money in. You can speak for 2 hours, go live on Facebook and Instagram, and speak all this, and then there's one particular prophetess. I'm good. I need to come and speak on this lady because she is dramatic, and she's in the US, and she's got lots and lots of women following her. She comes on a lot of just, oh my goodness, and I don't understand. And women believe her, and people have this need. I don't get it.
Well, it's not just about the money, it's about control as well. And obviously the base that they will hit are the vulnerable. People who are vulnerable, gullible, and with no direction in their lives.
Kids in the religion. That's why they raise them up from babies into the religion.
That I made last year, this is my statement, and it said, Christianity doesn't pray for the vulnerable, it prays on them.
On the vulnerable. You can say that again.
And that's basically what that's all it is. It's all about control and money, and obviously it picks that subset of people who are in need of a direction in life, who have lost the way. So all these mental, because you pray the gay away. Also, all them people that are going, these guys who are questioning themselves about their sexuality and that, religion will get in there and you can pray the gay away. What a load of bullshit that is. But you get this gay conversion therapy, they call it, the churches call it, and it's quite controversial at the moment in the UK, as you know, Esther. They're talking about banning it. Why are you even talking about it? Ban it. It should not be a thing, and churches should not be allowed to get away with with this sort of nonsense that they come out with. It's just questioned, because you get these guys, I'm a gay, I'm a not, through quite a hardship, these transsexuals or whatever you want to call people,
You know what makes their
whatever they
power?
go through.
I'm sorry. You know what makes their power really, really strong is they'll teach these the infants to the small children. That way, they already got the control because they're already raising them.
Well,
They catch them young. Catch them
no,
young.
yeah. What gives the power to religion is fear. You still have fear through hell, and the fire and brimstone hell wasn't invented until I think it was 1600 when King James Bible came out, and that was based on Dante's ironic comedy Inferno. Part of his ironic comedy series was Inferno, the 9 levels of hell, and one of the popes in one of one of them levels of hell had his own level. He was that evil, and it was the fire and brimstone. Hell before that was a thing called Sheol, Shoel, which is basically means in eternal nothingness.
The grave.
It means Sheol means the grave, yeah. Eternal nothingness, blackness. Then that was hell.
Is that not what is? That's in the Hebrew the Jewish Bible, isn't it? The Jewish
Christianity
texts.
is based on these on the Jewish Bible.
Yes, true.
Until Testament 2, the New Testament came out, and it didn't condone any of the Old Testament at all. Them rules were still valid in the New Testament. They just were frowned upon by Jesus, apparently. But the Hindus are. Well, the Hindus have an interest in their hell is basically rebirth and death constantly. So you'll die and come back as whatever you've done in life. You'll come back as something died, and you just constantly be, and you won't get for that that peaceful follow the light at the end of the tunnel, and you're there in heaven sitting on your cloud with your desires all around you. That's the heaven. So the fear is the control. So kids, you're going to go to hell, and they're going to flatten your penis and reinflate it, flatten again, and pull your eyeballs out through your arsehole. Total basic torture.
Okay,
Nonsense.
let me highlight this comment here. Says finding principles to live by. I think it is useful to paint everyone with the same brush. I don't. That's not anybody's. Well, at least any of us here. That's not our intention to paint all religions and everybody with brush. But what we're saying is, religion can lead to very toxic behavior, can lead to very appalling things. We're not saying everybody is that, but it's if we're not speaking on these things, if you're not speaking about the ills of religion, in my opinion, some people don't even know that they're being abused. They don't even know that some people just in the religious organization.
They think it's the norm.
And who we're not to question the man of God. This is God sent. This is the Messiah. This is the one God has sent to us. But when you highlight the things that you find that are problematic, I think some people will start it's questioning. It's time to start asking yourself, why am I religion? Why do I believe what I believe? And am I believing because I'm afraid? Because a lot of people they believe out of fear. That's what Doug, you were saying about fear. People believe because they're afraid of what's going to happen to them.
Well,
Do you you guys agree?
This all comes into religious indoctrination. Now, all of us are indoctrinated by our parents anyway. You know, don't put your hand in the fire. Don't go near the road. Don't eat dog poop. That's indoctrination. That's it. That just teach you what life is all about and do's and don'ts. Religious indoctrination is far. It depends what the religion is. It can be a lot worse. And you got, but you can't say if if you have a go at too many things, you label the Islamophobe or anti-Semitic and all of that nonsense. When you're not, I think all religions are equally as stupid and ridiculous and bad, harmful to some people, but that's just the way religion works. But it's all about the money these days. And the Church of England, are now the biggest landowners in the UK. Church of England, and they don't pay a penny tax.
But the UK. The UK
but it was British Rail, but they privatised and got sold off into different bits and bobs to different companies. But so that just pushed the church to be the biggest landowners in Great Britain and probably the world. They probably own a lot of land around the world is religious.
Very, very powerful, yeah. But the UK less religious by the day. The people who identify as not religious, they're growing. The number is growing, and hopefully, when this recently, I think it was the latest census was taken, so that should be interesting because when the results do come out, I really would want to know the population of people who identify as having no religion, because I've ticked on the box. I'm not religious. I'm not Christian. I'm not. There was options to tell you. What religion do you identify with, and if you. So that should be interesting. So yeah, watch this space. I shall be back to come and tell you the proportion of what the UK what religion is doing in the UK.
Well, atheism increases every year, all the time. It's getting bigger and bigger. It's still a very, very minority of the world, but it will overtake, and religion is declining.
True.
What about the USA?
It's declining in the US as well. It's declining worldwide. When you've got over 2,000 people, as we're speaking now, who are claiming they are a reincarnated Jesus.
Oh, gosh.
And I think there's about 12 in Australia alone. There's quite a few in America. I think there's a couple here in the UK. They're all over the world. And it's over 2,000 of them. And they've all formed these cults and harem type cults where they've got their women around them and things like that. And they basically drive around in top of the range Audis and live in mansions and things like that. Of course they do.
Don't forget to mention
Mention the what? Sorry, Esther, I didn't catch that.
Don't forget to mention the private jets.
Oh, well, yeah, that was Kenneth Copeland. He famously said, if I want 2 jumbo jets, I'll have 2 jumbo jets. And he famously bought 2 jumbo jets. And he's a televangelist who is, his fortune is undisclosed. You can't find it, but apparently he's worth hundreds of billions, or almost
There's one American pastor who said, if I don't get $7 million, God's going to strike me dead. And
what?
Yeah. This is a long time ago. He says, if I don't get $7 million, God's going to strike me dead. And his congregation gave him more than $7 million.
Well, this is it. And these guys are quite flamboyant, to be fair. And You know, they belong in TV, and it's all an act. But as I say, they prey on these people and that's PRAY. PREY.
Pray,
They prey on
pray.
these people like vultures, and they suck them dry, and they'll take people's last food out their mouths just to furnish their own lives. I mean, why should you have to pay for a prayer? Why should you have to pay for that privilege
You
for
don't even
someone
have a dollar
to pray for you?
You shouldn't have to.
You
Anyway,
don't have a
I'm
dollar
going
for
to.
ramen noodles? Tough shit. I need to buy a jet.
Exactly, and this is
You do,
where
you do realize a lot of the pastors in Africa they copy the pastors in the US. So they think if Kenneth Copeland can have 2 jumbo jets, I can have one too.
well, this is it.
Creflo Dollar can have his, because there was Creflo Dollar came out and said, I need how many million for a private jet, and I can ask for it.
There's
So
another guy who hangs around with Kenneth Copeland. I can't think of his name, but he's
the one
another
who Kenneth Copeland and himself were talking about demons in a plane.
Yeah.
They were giving reasons why they need a private jet, and saying that there were demons in the
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, the excuses these people would give. Oh, thank
Well,
you. Finding principles to live by. Thanks.
There was another televangelist who was famous, Robert Tilton, his name. I think it was Tilton. Robert Tilton. I think he's known as the farting preacher on the YouTube. If you Google farting preacher, you'll see this. This guy. It's quite funny how people are manipulated. But people would write in their prayers and put money into the envelopes, and it eventually caught out that the envelopes were just opened and the money was taken out, and the prayer was just binned. It was all for the money, and I think he got done for it. But then he was back on the air when he come out of prison. I don't know if he went to prison or not, but I think he got caught out and he disappeared for a while. But then he came back and started doing exactly the same thing. But yeah, it's sad to see how people are manipulated out of their money. It's basically scamming on a large scale.
Of course. Anyway, I'm going to bring this to a close. But before I do, just to say in your own words, for people who are religious, people who need to be in church, they need to give their 10%. You must understand that they don't even have. They've got nothing at all. Some people are going hungry, but somehow they got to go and give pastor their money. They've got to go and give, priests. Now, just a few words. If you were to meet a person like that, what would you say to them?
Me personally, I mean, if they need that outlet in their life, good luck to them. If it gets them out of bed in the morning and live, especially the world mental health has declined the last 16 months with COVID-19, and the suicide rate has gone through the roof for what COVID has done. And if people need that get out of, God will see them right in the end, and they accept God, then good luck to them. I mean, who am I to knock their beliefs? Just because I'm a no more believer, even when I left religion, I was still a child and I still believe, but I wanted to go back. But obviously, after a while, I started reading into it, and as I got older, it all became, the anger went, and then it was all nonsense to me. Then it was all what I see it as now, as a bunch of scam artists doing magic tricks. Obviously, the likes of the Bible. There probably was a guy called. There was a film, Monty Python, Life of Brian. where they did it. There was a scene where Brian was preaching to these these people. Where he fell out the window and he was hiding from the Romans and he was preaching. But there was a line of guys who were preaching and preaching and preaching. So yeah, I believe there probably was a preacher named Jesus who was preaching what was what. I think it was all. I mean, walking on water, healing the Christian, healing the lepers and the blind, and bringing dead people back to life. We know that's nonsense. We know
It is. It is.
Well, no, you can't. Not maybe not now with the blind and the lepers, because antibiotics can cure leprosy, and
True.
you can have cornea implants now to cure blindness as well. There are a lot of people, if it's effective, but bringing dead people back to life is bollocks.
And
It's absolute rubbish.
walking on water is magic.
Well, he had holes in his feet. Surely he would have sunk.
Of course, it
Yeah. You can't walk on water with holes in your feet. You're going to sink.
Actually, that walking on the water was before the cross thing.
Yeah, no. I was just making a bit of humor out of this.
Now that I stepped in, I have a couple minutes. I just want to say.
Okay, atheist. You can speak now.
Okay. It's just that all right. He says let them believe what they want to believe. Doesn't bother me, but the thing with this is I'm 54. All my siblings are older than me. I got siblings that are approaching 70, and they're still deluded in the head, and it's sad to me. I mean, they don't know the Bible. They just want that. They think there's a Candyland surprise up there still. They think they're really gonna go on top of the clouds after they die. That's why they believe it. And even if I read out of the book, they'll plug their ears and say, "La la la," I don't want to hear it. I don't want you to. I want you to get rid of my feel good feeling. I've had
See,
it really is lies, but I want to feel good.
Right.
Yeah, but Mo, I look at people like that and think, what's actually going on in their lives to make them want to believe it. And at the end of the day, who the hell wants to live forever? I'm serious. Why would anybody want to live forever?
I've had it. I'm only 54. I've already had it.
Surely it would get bored. It's like if there's such thing as hell, where you're eternally tortured. After a few thousand years, you'd be used to it. You'd be used to being tortured, and it'd be pointless after that. Because so what? This is the way it is now, forever. Just may as well get used to it. That's how the human behaviour is. But heaven, once you're up there, and you're up there, say you're up there for 10 million years, and you've read every book that's ever written, and you've done everything that you could ever think of and do, you're just going to be bored and walking around.
True.
Brainless in the end. No one wants to live forever.
No, I'm just going to read Richard Madsen. Hey Richard, if you ever thought you might hear a theory for reading the Bible not contrived by religious biased zealots, give me a shot at that. Oh, absolutely. I would give you, Richard Madsen. Absolutely. I'm going to be in your inbox, and because I'm just going to round up now and just say, I started my channel. This channel I started because when I came out as an atheist, I have people who think I am under some kind of spiritual attack. I have people who think that it is a phase, and I'm coming back to religion. I get family members sending me things about heaven and hell and all these things, and in my opinion, once you become and you see what religion is for what it is, you can't, there's no going back. There's just no going back. And Atheist Mo, you said something about a delusion. And that's exactly what I think about religion. I'm not saying they're delusional, but I'm saying a lot of people have bought into the delusion. And it's time for people. Some people don't even know why they believe what they believe. They just go for the going. They just go because, Doug, you were saying about a comfort blanket, and they need
Well, this is
that
it.
piece of.
It's pure laziness. You know, there's the answer there. I don't
For
need to
some
look any
people.
further. It's just being lazy in life. I need something to believe in. I need an answer. God's the answer. I don't need to know anymore. So they deny everything then, everything that's pointless, everything that has a point, and their life becomes quite pointless because at the end of the day, you know, they're going to get their moral happiness at the end of it all when they die, and we're all going to have our pulling each other's teeth out as a torture and things like that.
Well, both my parents are dead, and all my older siblings think that there really is a heaven and they'll get to see them again. And that's why they want to clutch onto it. They want to believe the heaven thing.
Can I just go a little bit back to Richard's comment? Just keep an eye on my channel, Richard.
Okay, are you
keep an eye on my channel? We've got soon. I'm working on it now. The Gospel According to Dog with a capital G at the end.
The Gospel According
will
to
be
Dog.
coming out, and that will be going through the Bible. It'll be changing it and make it more up to date. Get rid of all the thou shalt, making it more street cred, but not changing the story. And have a laugh anyway, but changing all the well, you can change the whole of the Bible by just changing the very first line by putting once upon a time. And that's the whole Bible change then. But I won't be doing that. We'll be go through the nonsense where it is and changing it accordingly, make it more scientific, and it should be a good laugh.
Listen, I would definitely be watching your channel to see the. I'm just going to highlight this quickly. Just 1 second, Doug. Congratulations for leaving something that made no logical sense in reality. Thank you for that comment, Richard. But I'm hoping that people who come across my channel and all of your channels, Doug, so anybody watching, if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe to Atheist Mo. Do subscribe to Doug. Oh, Doug, he's got the Bible coming up. I would definitely be interested in that. I don't want to be the only one.
It won't be focusing on the Christian Bible. It'll be focusing on the scriptures, which is basically a concise Bible. The two Bibles, which is a bit more concise, rather than the long-winded. You don't want to be going in. Yeah, you don't want to be going into No. It's called the scriptures.
Okay.
It's basically the writings of the Bible, but it's not as long-winded, let's say.
Okay.
Because otherwise, we'd be there forever doing that. I'm already going through health issues now.
I know. I mean, you can say that. Myself, in fact, as I'm speaking, I've been to the dentist. I've got a really sore tooth, and how you all cannot tell, I don't know. But sometimes we have to have these conversations, and you never know. It could be something you would say, Doug. It could be something that you would say, Atheist Mo, and one person will hear and think, I never thought that. All my years of going to church or to the mosque or to whatever religious, it could be something. I don't ever think coming online and speaking. I never think it's a waste, because somebody would hear something and might make them change their mind and might make them think, I've got to reason my religion. And so Richard says, could you please link the channel of Doug in the description? Doug, do you think you could put it in the private chat and I would put it in the... Do you think you could do that?
I'm on my phone at the moment, so I don't know how to do that on my phone.
So what I will
Um,
What's
do?
the name of the
What,
channel?
Dog.
Okay.
so small D, small O, and a big G.
All that's on there at the moment is a
Hang
flat
on,
Earth photo,
hang on,
a
Doug.
flat Earth
Hang
video.
on, Doug. You know, if you spell your name backwards,
Yeah, that's the idea.
I get it.
Well, that was my that's my Twitter handle was Dog Botherer, like God Botherer,
Oh,
or Dog
I
Botherer,
get it.
but with the
Okay,
capital G.
so what I will do in of this video, I will put the links to both your channels on the description, if that's okay with both of you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but
It won't be
thank you.
it won't be for a while with me because, as you know, Esther,
No, I get it. I get
I
it.
had a stroke in 2019, and
Oh,
I recently come out of an induced coma
oh my
a month
goodness.
ago. So,
Oh, I'm so
over a
sorry,
month ago.
Doug.
No, even though I haven't been making any lately, I got over 140 videos. So
Oh wow,
yeah.
Doug, I'm so sorry. I
Oh no,
had
that's
no
just life.
clue.
That's just the way it is. Obviously, I'm having a few health issues, but it
Right.
gives me time to work out what I'm going to do on my videos and when I
Okay.
get round to them, and it'll be a good laugh. And I hope, obviously, we'll have panelists on there. And
Pardon me. I didn't mean to overlook compassion on whatever it is you're going through. What was the stroke?
yeah,
Yes, that's what he said.
I was in New York working, and I had a stroke in New York.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm glad you're alive and a little bit better.
Yes.
Oh well, you can thank American medicine for that, and
Yeah.
obviously the insurance that my company pay, because I got brilliant
You didn't bother going
service.
to Faith Healer. You didn't bother going to Kenneth Copeland.
Yeah, no, and I get hats off to them. They got me home. I sent a nurse with me on the flight.
Oh wow.
A couple of nurses actually on the flight to get me home just before lockdown, worldwide lockdown went into place. So, but yeah, I can't fault obviously I can fault like the payment and the insurance and the people who can't afford insurance and how that works for them is not. It needs to be fairer. But obviously, my company pay for the insurance for out there,
Nice.
and I can't fault the treatment side of it. I mean, you get 100%. We're here. We have the medicine might be free, but you got waiting lists and you know, and there's a cut off for certain stuff now. At a certain age, you won't get a certain operation because it'd be pointless to give you a certain operation. So if you smashed your arm up, say 52 years old, 55 years old or whatever, they wouldn't put plates in. They would just bind it and see how well it would heal.
Oh
Because
no.
it's non-cost effective for this. You know, they're going for the cheaper option of you maybe having bad arthritis and bad bones for the rest of your life, rather than paying £1 million and putting a plate in.
Anyways, I'm glad that you pulled through and you're on the mend.
Oh yeah, I've still got a few years.
Yes.
Still only half the body works. I'm blind and deaf in one eye and one ear, and one lung doesn't work as efficiently, and I don't know if you ever sat on the toilet too long, you get them pins and needles in your legs.
Wow.
I've got that all but down one side of my body. But it's just you know, just bite it and go on with it. I'm getting better every day, and I will do. It's just life.
Cool, live on.
I must admit, when I first had it, I was miserable. I was angry and miserable. But then when I started having these seizures, and the only way they put me in a induced coma for 6 weeks, then then when I came round, it seemed like just a night's sleep to me, but apparently it was 6 weeks, and they removed my eye, one of my eyes, because it got a staph infection. Didn't like take it out; they just hung it on my cheek because it was swelling and swelling and swelling. Apparently, it went the size of a tennis ball, according to my doctor. Well, they pumped me full of out. Fortunately, I was in the coma for all of that. But when I came out and realised what I'd been through, then I had a new lease of life. I got goal focused then, and so I've got goals in my life I want to do now.
Yes.
And obviously, I want to live it. But before I didn't, I thought, this is me now.
Mm-hmm.
But now I've got goals in my life. Things like because obviously my driver's license was revoked.
Of course, it would be.
I want my driver license back. So I think it's a good goal to work towards, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm only 52. I'm only young still. So.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay. Oh well, that's I honestly wish you all. And you're welcome on my channel. Anytime I'm live, honestly, dog, you are welcome on this channel to come and speak. And Atheismo, you're welcome here. I mean, so but on a very
don't forget, Esther, you had a massive impact on the community since you turned up a while back, and we all love you. So yeah.
Oh, thank you guys. You guys have made being an atheist easier. Because you get the pressure.
You've realised you're not alone.
Absolutely.
But I can't imagine how difficult it was to get out of religion. As an adult, I got out of it as a child, and I went through the anger and stuff like that, as you do. Mm-hmm. So I can't imagine having many more years of that and coming out of religion as an adult. It's got to be even more difficult, I would have thought.
I was 30.
It is difficult, but then the way I see it, my children haven't got to suffer what I did. My children now, they can leave indoctrination without the brainwashing and without, so however hard it was for me, at least for them, they haven't got, if you know what I mean. So I don't just think of myself, I think of them as well. So
I don't think it's brainwashing to an extent where
some parts of it maybe.
It's manipulative, but I don't think it, as I said earlier, the control is the fear.
Okay. And I think
it's the fear of what will happen if you disobey this doctrine. The fear of what will happen to you. But even then, even in the Bible, even if you're the best person in the world, you're not guaranteed a place in heaven, are you?
True. So
what sort of system is that?
It's not enough to just say, I believe in Jesus. After believing in Jesus, there are conditions.
Well, this is it.
Every denomination you go, there are different rules. Some people will say, just believe in Jesus and you'll be fine.
Yeah, you've got the command.
You've got to be baptized and you've got to follow these rules and these steps, and
Revelation.
Well, baptism is a Catholic thing, mainly.
Revelation.
And obviously, 14. After baptism, you got confirmation as well.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Mo. Go on, Mo.
Revelation 14 says 144,000, but who's the one who claims that that's so? Is that the Jehovah's Witness?
Is the Jehovah's Witness? Yeah.
So 144,000.
That's the only number of people.
Well, the Christianity proclaims that in the commandments, so that's humanity's moral guidance, moral code that it should abide by. Well, none of it's. The last one's a thought crime. Thou shalt not covet. That's the thought crime. 6 of the others are all about God. Thou shalt follow me. It's me.
Mm-hmm,
there should be no other gods before me, and that also states that there were other gods, and even their own God states this in the commandments. And the other, thou shalt not kill and steal. At the end of the day, They're circumstantial crimes. You know, if you got a monster in your house threatening your family at gunpoint, you've got a chance to kill him. You kill him. Simple as that. You go back to like Les Miserables and the stealing of the loaf to feed the family to survive. You know, is that morally right or wrong? So they can shove their Bibles and their moral code up their arse. They want to obey whatever they think is morally right. Morals are inherent. Cain killed Abel and tried to hide the body from God long before the commandments. So it just goes. Morals,
yes, that's true.
Morals are instinctive, are inherent. You know, genetic makeup. Simple as that. So they can piss off with their nonsense.
That's very interesting what you just said. So Cain killed Abel and was trying to hide his
he was trying to hide the body from God because he knew he'd done wrong. He knew he was morally wrong.
And the 10 Commandments weren't in place then, were they? No,
it was long before the moral code. So it just shows that morality is inherent. It's genetically inherent. It's part of our genetic makeup and the way we are. That's simple as that. The same as the basic instinct of sexual congress, of wanting to create and multiply. Fair enough. As we become more secular, sex has become more fun, but these Catholics, especially the Catholics who hide away from that, who deny that instinct, it's going to come out. It's going to manifest in strange ways, and that's why you get the sexual activities of priests and things like that, and what they get up to, and how they get their kicks because they've saved their body for God. That was stupid, but that's, you know, you can't deny what you are. You're a human being first. Exactly. You believe in nonsense second.
A human being with feelings and emotions.
Yeah, well, this is it, and you can't repress them without having an after effect, which is going to have an effect on people around you. If you know. It's like anything, really. If you set fire to a building, you think, "Oh, that's fun," but what about the people around that building that you don't even think about? You don't think what you're doing to others.
True.
Religion's very selfish.
They're very, very. Anyway, just to round up, I'm going to read Richard Madsen's comment. Says, "I've got one of those right now." Right. So Psalm 100 has that the intended reader is protected by angels, right? So it says, given charge over you to keep you in all your ways, so you don't dash your foot. Yet they die. And the gray man says, I am thankful never to have had a religion. Wow. Listen, the gray man, that's it. I would love to be able to speak to you about that, because so Richard Madsen says, I would really like to have a conversation. Yeah, absolutely. Even me, interesting lack of presuppositions. Most okay, all right, yes, okay. I've got a few people who live around me who have never had a religion, and these are some of the nicest people. So, you know, just how it doesn't make sense. They've got no religion. They don't plan to have a religion anytime soon, but they are the most moral people I know.
That's the thing about religion. If you've got if you know of a child that's sick and needs money for an operation, an atheist will go out and raise money. A religion will go and pray for them. They'll just pray. We'll pray him better. Pray that child better. Where atheism is a little more hands-on, if you understand that analogy of whatever. where atheists know more of the Bible than a lot of the Christians do. And the only argument that your Christians go for, well, you ever watch these debates with your Frank Turek and all them people, it's all they can for, they'll try and confuse you with philosophy. And philosophy does not belong in a yes or no answer. Does God exist? It's either yes or no. There's no evidence that's been shown that he exists apart from a 2,000-year-old tome. That's not evidence. That's just a book. Harry Potter's a book. So there's no evidence that a God exists. There's plenty of evidence he doesn't. But obviously people do believe. But so they'll try and baffle you with philosophy, and philosophy does not belong in an argument about God at all. It's a yes or no answer. There's no this agnosticism. Oh, it's no about knowledge. Philosophy doesn't belong there. It's yes or no. Either you believe in him or you don't. Either he exists or he doesn't exist.
Or he doesn't. Right.
It's all about evidence and the conclusion and producing that evidence and showing people. But this is it. That's all. They'll fall back on philosophy, which is crap. It's all rubbish to me.
I've heard some of those arguments. They come and say, so in your worldview, where do you go? I think, nope, I'm not keen, nope.
That's the trick. They'll try and make you question yourself. Usually, as soon as they say, well, things like, well, all you have to do is look out the window and look at the trees and the mountains and tell me that God didn't do that. We'll say, well, no, because I planted that tree or whatever. Or why are they all in a straight line down that road? Did God make the road as well?
Of course not.
You know,
of course
or
not.
the palm trees in California. If you go down them strips in California, they're all exactly the same amount apart, and they're all in one straight line. No, God didn't put them there. They were planted there by people. You know, life is life, and life is, we're all related. It's all related to one
and there are
amino
some
acid.
things, and we will never have answers for. We will never have answers. But then John does is, instead of saying we haven't got the answer for this, we don't know, they would rather put the God there.
Well, no,
because we don't know.
We have proof of evolution. I mean, look at coronavirus. That evolves hundreds of thousands of times every single day. It's changing, it's evolving, it's doing different things. Now, obviously, there's certain markers that make them stand out. Like at the moment, we've got like the Indian variant, which seems susceptible to a lot of the vaccines. But that's changing hundreds of thousands of times a day. It's evolving. It'll become something else. It'll become more virulent or more drug resistant. And we've got this. We can see this through human history, through the fossil records and things like that. And we know how cells duplicate and change. It's ever so slightly, obviously, but you get people like that Kent Hovind who say, "Oh, a banana won't give birth to a chicken," and all that rubbish. I mean, shut up, Kent. Kent Hovind is probably the most dishonest man on the internet.
He is.
And I hope he watches this and hears me say this. He is the most dishonest man on the internet. And I urge you all to look up Kent Hovind and Ali G on YouTube.
Okay.
I can't stand those videos.
Ali G.
Oh, and Ali G, where Ali G blamed him for leaving a floater in the toilet.
Really?
It was hilarious. It was just Ali G being Ali G. Have you ever seen Ali G? It's Sacha Baron Cohen character.
The Ali G character I haven't seen or heard. He hasn't done.
But it's quite a young Kent Hovind before he went to prison for tax evasion. So it's a young Kent Hovind, and Ali G blamed him for leaving a float in the toilet.
I will go check that out. I'll go.
It's just a bit of fun.
I need to see it.
That's probably the finest point of him. But his argument that an elephant won't give birth to a chicken, is absolute nonsense. You got Ken Ham and his Ark encounter. He's got kids riding dinosaurs on this Ark. And the fossil record clearly shows that these bones are millions of years old. Oh, we can only carbon date to 6,000 or 10,000 years. No, there's other ways of dating things beyond carbon dating. Because you check the carbon 14, there's other ways of dating ancient monuments. You know, geologists will go through rock formations and they can see how old the earth is and how long these things have been, and that's what science does. And the churches have held back, have held science back so much. We should be I should be talking to you from my balcony on one of the moons of Saturn. I should be living on Saturn. We would have reached there. We would have been spacefarers hundreds of years ago if it wasn't for religion holding us back. And they're still trying their hardest. And then you got likes of, you know, there's 35,000 types of Christianity in America alone.
No, the last time I checked, that alone, because the last time I checked, they were saying about over 40,000 denominations of Christianity.
Well, it's a tax-free way license to print money. That's all it is. And I'm not gonna knock all religions, because a lot of these priests and pastors do believe. But then you get Scientology, and they bring aliens into it. Then aliens from other worlds into it, and things like that. And religion is nonsense, but it's tax-free. If you get it registered as religion, it is tax-free.
Tax-free nonsense. Atheist Mo, you were going to say something quickly so we can round up.
I have to leave. I got an appointment.
Okay, all right. I'm going to end the broadcast now. We're actually done.
All right, bye.
Can I quickly just say there should be a religion tax. It should be a percentage of what of their intake. It doesn't have to be like an income tax like they pay, but there should be a tax on religion, no matter how small. It should be a percentage.
Okay.
See you, Mal.
I agree. I agree 100%.
Thanks for having me on, Esther.
No.
Enjoyed it.
Thank you for joining. And I've got you on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'll contact you before I do my next one. So thank you very much. And listen, I wish you all the best. Keep, just keep striving, keep doing yourself back to, as best as you possibly can, as you possibly can.
Yeah.
So I'm rooting for.
Well, Thursday night's normally my big streaming night. We get invited on the shows. And we talk about other nonsense. It's not all religion.
Is that dog wearing a
Pope dog, yeah. Pope dog.
Oh, fantastic!
I did put my picture up there, but people wanted the dog, so I said, all right, the dog back.
Oh my goodness!
So that's my avatar now. It's the dog.
I never noticed a dog.
Yeah, it's Pope dog.
Oh, fantastic!
Pope
Anyways,
dog.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and I will contact you on Twitter. Thank you, and good night.
Thank you, chat.
And thank you for joining us. And I'll be back again really, really, really soon. Thank you all, and have a lovely night, evening, whatever. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, dog. Bye.